Welcome to Run Free Strong. I'm Marito. We are on the Appalachian Trail in Kent, Connecticut for a back-to-back weekend long runs. About 3 weeks out from my Trail Verbier X-Traversée 76K mountain trail race in Verbier, Switzerland. Gonna be a tough one. Undertrained, not prepared, but we're gonna do the best we can. The goal today and tomorrow is to get 10 miles each day, 5 mile out and back, up over St. John's Ledge, one of the two most difficult climbs on the AT in the state of Connecticut. Straight out of the parking lot, about 1,000 feet up to Cow's Peak. And we're gonna have a number of challenges. As you can see, there's quite a bit of scrambling going up St. John's Ledge. Sweating bullets already. I want to train my downhill running ability. I think I'm a decent climber, but not so much in the downhills. And that is my highest risk in the X-Traversée race. Because of my lower back injury, I have 2 herniated discs, and in longer ultras, particularly mountain trail races with steep downhills, it doesn't work well. The Housatonic Valley and Housatonic River below. We're on top of Caleb's Peak. Our goal is 10 miles today, 3,000 feet of vert, super technical. 10 miles tomorrow, another 3,000 feet of vert. Again, technical. For the weekend, 20 miles, 6,000 feet. And I am taking this slow. It's more of a run hike than a run. I'm guesstimating about 8 hours of time on feet across the weekend. You can see even the descents are quite steep and technical here. Probably can't see it on the video. So what can take me off course, literally and figuratively, and not complete my goals? That was a reminder that the course is technical, lots of roots and rocks, and yeah, we've taken some serious spills and face plants over the years. The biggest risk is heat exhaustion. It's 91 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, and very humid. And on top of that, because of the heat and humidity, the sweat and water loss is another risk. I have a 2-liter bladder with water, and I hope that's sufficient for the 10 mile out and back. 2.5 miles in, 1,060 feet of vert, an hour and 6 minutes. Just passed a guy who is doing a Appalachian Trail through hike. He started in Georgia. He is in Kent, Connecticut. He's got about another 40 miles to go to the Connecticut-Massachusetts border, and he's aware that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we're supposed to have 100 degrees plus Fahrenheit, so he's trying to get north as quickly as he can. Totally inspirational. Holy cow. 2,200 miles for the entire Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine, or Maine to Georgia, northbound or southbound. The benefit of running in today's and tomorrow's prevailing weather conditions is heat acclimatization. For the Verbier X-Traversée, I will need to be heat trained. The weather in the Swiss Alps in July during the daylight can be in the 90s Fahrenheit and in the mid 30s Celsius. Well, at night it can be extremely cold, up to below freezing. In addition to heat exhaustion and dehydration is the risk of cramping, muscle cramps. Super important on hot and humid days to properly fuel and hydrate, and continue doing so throughout the run. But don't start being on empty, not going to catch up. Get to the start line fueled and hydrated. We're at the 5-mile turnaround point, heading back up. Exactly 2 hours, 5 miles, and 1,460 feet of vert. Let's go, guys. We just passed 7.5 miles in 2 hours 57 minutes and 2,340 feet of vert. So we have 2.5 miles to go. There's another big climb up to Caleb's Peak before we descend down to the River Road trailhead and my car. Let's go, guys. We're approaching Caleb's Peak, 8.5 miles in, 1.5 miles to go. This climb is kicking my ass. Struggling. The heat, the humidity, low on water, legs trashed. Back okay so far, but haven't gone very far. Yay! We are topping out. On Caleb's Peak. Check out this view one last time. This is why we do these runs. We're in a home stretch, but to add insult to injury, one of the risks I didn't talk about is that the Garmin GPS could be significantly off. I've done this 10-mile out and back more than 100 times over the last few years, and it is way off today. When I came back to the car, I was a 1/4 mile short and about 100 feet of vert short. So turn around, going back up St. John's Ledge part way to achieve our goal of 10 miles and 3,000 feet of vert. Let's go. Saturday long run done. We are halfway towards our weekend goal of 20 miles and 6,000 feet of vert and 8 hours time on feet on the Appalachian Trail. Today we did 10 miles, 3,000 feet, 4 hours and 6 minutes. So very slow. I have done this in 2 hours and 55 minutes, but the conditions were different. I was better trained, the weather was cooler, and I did it without a pack. Continue watching to see whether we can complete our goal on Sunday and what may potentially come up that could block us, derail us, and make us fail. If you've enjoyed the content so far, would appreciate if you give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already following our channel, please click subscribe, continue watching, and we'll go into Sunday. Welcome back. It's Sunday. Got a late start today. Yesterday we started at 12 noon. Today we started at 4 p.m. We have about 4.5 hours of daylight left. Barely enough to do a 10-mile out and back with 3,000 feet of vert in about 4 hours. We're making our way back up to Caleb's Peak. We've already crested St. John's Ledge. The weather today is hotter, more humid than yesterday. Temperature is about 92, 93 Fahrenheit and about 33 Celsius, and very humid. It rained overnight, so now we're expecting thunder showers later. Today is about pushing as far as we can, being tired from yesterday. Because of the heat exhaustion and dehydration and sore quads from yesterday, today is definitely going to be tough. The goal again is 10 miles, 3,000 feet, but whatever we do, if it's 10 or 8 or 6 miles, it's a bonus. And with the weather I mentioned, it's not going to be easy today either. Keep practicing that downhill running. One of the risks that we haven't talked about that can take us off the rails is not physical, it's mental. We may hit low points, whether it's during a long training run or during an ultramarathon race. And in fact, we may hit more than one low point. We can also hit a physical low point that coincides with a mental low point. And not very often, unless we're able to dig deep, rally, come back and push through, may result in a DNF and dropping out of a race or pulling over in training. As I mentioned in a few past videos, the mind can be trained, mental strength can be trained, and it's exactly on back-to-back long runs where we can do that. Day number 2 is a mental strength training exercise. We are tired physically, mentally from day 1, and we got to come back day 2. And part of that is showing up day 2. It's no different than getting into an aid station, taking a quick break, and not getting too comfortable and getting back out on the trail. Let's go, guys. We're going to turn around here. We're 4 miles in, an hour and 38 minutes, and 1,425 feet, and the sun is starting to set. We have almost 2 hours to go back, and I did not bring a headlamp. Let's hope we make it before the sun sets. We are back on top of Caleb's Peak, looking down on the Housatonic Valley and the Housatonic River. We have about 1.25 miles down to River Road Trailhead and my car, and we can see the sun is definitely starting to set. So that descent, which is very steep and technically difficult, will take us a little bit of time. Let's go before it gets dark. Just finished the Sunday long run, not quite a long run, but 8.3 miles, 3 hours 24 minutes, 2,500 feet of vert. Fell a little bit short of the goal, but I'm going to give myself a 9 out of 10 for the weekend. 18.3 miles, 5,500 feet of vert, and 7 hours and 30 minutes of time on feet. Back feels okay, quads feel okay, tired. Gonna go home, shower, stretch, eat, and get a good night's sleep, and back at it Monday. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Please give it a big thumbs up. Would appreciate that. If you're not already following us, please join our community. Click that subscribe button. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next one.